Hi, Lawrence. So I think it's 10:30 and sorry, 10 a.m. PST, and we should, I think,
Uh-huh.
yeah. So welcome everyone, Ben, Sen, Frank, and everyone else. Thank you for joining us for today's webinar. My name is Varun Patel, and I am the CEO at Spokes Digital. Spokes Digital is the leading provider of digital marketing services for cannabis and hemp CBD industry. And we are focused on this industry since last 3 years, and it had been a great journey working with multiple brands. Today we are presenting how to generate sales and how to generate leads and revenue via paid media. The last topic we had was focused more on the organic, that how can we grow leads and revenue via organic media. But this webinar is focused on that how can we use paid media to grow lead and revenue in cannabis, hemp, and CBD industry. It will be presented by myself and Lauren Laplante. And Lauren Laplante is the Chief Growth Officer of the company. We would love to hear from you. So if you have any questions during the presentation, please type them into the question box in your Zoom control panel. I will bring them up during the presentation, and we will also have time for questions at the end. And recorded version of this webinar will be available on our Spokes Digital website. So now, without further ado, we'll start with the presentation. So Lauren, it's over to you now. You can take over. I will share my screen.
Thank you, Varun. Hi, everyone. Thanks for taking time out of your day to listen to our webinar. As Varun said, the last time we talked about growing leads and revenue through organic. Now, this webinar, we're focusing on the paid leads. And as Varun also mentioned, if you're interested in recordings of any of these webinars and the slide deck, they are available on our website in the webinar and events tab. Go ahead, Varun. So we like to start every presentation with a quote. And here's Henry Ford saying that stopping advertising to save money is like stopping your watch to save time. Now, if any of you are familiar with paid ads or have experience with paid ads, it's basically you do have to spend money to make money. So it's all about getting the best return on your ad spend when it makes sense to spend the money on those ads. And we also like to start out our presentations with some industry statistics. So some interesting ones here I want to point out to everyone is that 80% of new leads never translate into sales. So it really is that funnel effect that I'm sure all of you are familiar with, the sales funnel. And then another one I want to point out is 74% of companies say that converting leads into customers is their top priority. Of course, that certainly makes sense because that's what all of our clients that we work with are, how can we get more conversions? And then at the bottom there, especially for paid ads, out of all the results on the page, the top 3 paid spots receive 46% of the clicks. So again, you want to get the most out of your paid ad spend and be at the top of the page to get those clicks and conversions from your users. So here's the body of our presentation. We're going to start out with paid media lead generation strategies and then move into working through the marketing funnel and then tracking your leads through your website and measuring the success. So basically how we usually manage these is I give some higher level kind of talking through the basics, and then Varun will go into more specifics and client examples. So you'll want to sit through the whole presentation because it'll be very useful with the examples that he reviews. Okay, so let's get started. So looking at the paid media lead generation strategies, of course you want to know who is your audience and where are they? So a way to do that is thinking about the personas of your buyers and really sitting down and thinking, okay, with your product or service, and in this case, talking about cannabis and CBD and hemp, we're talking about your products. Who are your ideal buyers? And you may want to come up with a few different personas of who those buyers are. You know, what is their age? What are their interests? What is their gender? Where do they live? And then how are they going to look for you? You know, what websites are they going to be searching on and what words are they going to be searching on? So getting into who is your target audience, looking at, okay, so let's do kind of a persona here. Let's talk about a cannabis company where this example is a company that has a product that's a CBD infused coffee or a drink. So who are they targeting? They're targeting anyone who can legally purchase this product. So anyone 22 or 21 and over, any age group, any gender. Then we look at the demographics. These are people who are very much positive about cannabis. They may really be into, they want marijuana to be legalized, and they're also interested in coffee. So these are the details of the demographic of our target buyers for this particular product. The next important thing about generating clicks is you want to know how your campaign is doing. So the proper tracking is really important. If you don't know what's happening with the data, you know, how the customers are coming in, who's clicking, who's not clicking, the tracking is very important. So there's different ways that you can track. At Spokes, we typically use the UTM parameter tracking, which you can also use the dynamic number insertion and conversion tracking as well. Now we have some examples of some tracking that's placed directly on the landing page. So up in the upper left where Varun is pointing, this is a Facebook tracking here with the UTM parameters, as you can see he's pointing out. And then the next one down is also a Facebook, using the dynamic number insertion rather than the UTM parameter. And then one below is the Google Tag Manager. So this code is put directly on the landing page to be able to track who's coming through the landing page of the ad. And then the one in the middle, this is actually a Bing ad tracking. And then on the right is Google ad tracking. And again, these are all placed right on the landing page. So Google Analytics can track these. And on the bottom right where Varun is pointing, that's another Facebook tracking mechanism. Okay, so next we're going to talk about different campaigns and the ad group. So this is really important to kind of drilling down, getting even more specific about segmenting your campaign and who are those personas that are coming in and what are they looking for? Are they looking for a particular brand? Are they looking for a particular product? Where are they located in terms of geography? And also, are they looking for a target industry? So I'm going to go into detail with all of these in the next few slides. So this is an example of campaign ad group where we're looking at different brands at the top. So looking at a campaign for the brand itself, and then who clicked on the competitor. So looking at the conversions over to, the performance of these ads. So you had a lot more conversions on that brand than conversions on the competition. And of course, you see the conversion rate. So all of these metrics show that the brand ad is working well. And then the different ad groups on the bottom, there you have the brand terms and exact match. Maybe someone's looking at a competitor and you want to drive them over to your ad. So these are different competitors that you may want to have different landing pages, different ad groups for. So you can see the metrics here, the impressions, you have a lot of impressions for the brand terms, and one competitor got a lot more impressions than the others. And then you can see the conversion rate. Okay, so the next drill down is particular to product and service. So looking at the different products that you have, a top product of yours might be a CBD cream product and the particular brand name as well. So you're going to do these different types of, use these different type of search terms and keywords to see which works best in terms of getting the clicks, impressions, and conversions. Varun, is there anything that you want to say here about this?
So I think, Lauren, the most important thing over here is to really focus on the product or service that is being highlighted by the brand. So here in the example, we can see we are talking about CBD cream product brand, and the product brand was Intensive Cream. So it was very important for our client to have an ad group that just talks about Intensive Cream, and then they also had an ad group that was keyword insertion. So this was like it's called as a DKI kind of a campaign where dynamic keyword insertion is a technique where if somebody is searching for a keyword such as CBD intensive cream, it will be displayed on the web, the ad, and when someone clicks on it, he will see the same kind of messaging on the landing page. So there's a higher similarity between what he's searching and what he's seeing and what is being displayed on the landing page. So the conversion rate increases in this scenario. So that's why you see like the keyword insertion campaign has more impressions and more clicks and more CTR than any other campaign. So that was the learning for us that we had to be very specific about what we want to promote, like which product or which service.
So here's drilling down more specific from a geographic standpoint. So looking at how the ad performs by location. So for example, this is a cannabis delivery service that has different locations across the Bay Area, the San Francisco Bay Area. So you can see which areas performed better in terms of clicks and impressions and click-through rate. So you may want to, using this data, focus your campaigns or your ad spend on the locations that have better performance.
Yeah, Lauren. So only thing I would like to add here is this is very important for us to consider because if you see the campaigns on the second column, like for example, Contra Costa is the name of the campaign, and it has multiple locations under it, like Pleasant Hill, Lafayette, Martinez, Orinda. So if you look at the performance of Contra Costa locations, we have Pleasant Hill performing as the second best location among all the locations we were targeting. So I think this is very important for us to know that so that we can focus more on the Contra Costa campaign, focusing on Pleasant Hill, because the ROI for that campaign would be higher than any other campaign, because you see the ROI, the CTR is 35.15% for the Pleasant Hill campaign. So rather than spending money on campaigns like you can see that have lower CTR, in the contra we should focus on the campaigns that have higher CTR in that way. So that was a whole, I think, strategy we have done for our clients, and it has given us good results.
So here, targeting the industry. So for this is an example of a client who's a cannabis dispensary, and they also do delivery. So what keywords work best and bring in the most conversions? You can do different landing page, try different landing pages to understand that dynamic. Okay, so this is a good lead in talking about how it's important to have different landing pages for the ad group that you're targeting. So you want to have a landing page that's very specific to for the purpose of what the product you're selling and who you're selling to. So the one thing that I want to point out there, you can just move back, Varun, is that we found that Google is preferring the more content on the landing pages. So you can see those stats there. If you're building landing pages yourself, more words is better, at least for now, with the way Google has their algorithms going. Go ahead, Fred. So here's an example of looking at two different ads with the landing pages and how these ads performed. So this is looking at on the first one, you have 119 clicks, and the second one is 72 clicks compared to impressions and the click-throughs as well. So you can just really compare which one is doing better than the other. So as you can see, we continued with the first one and not the second one. Okay, so here's another view of the different landing pages. So landing page on the left is more focused on the brand terms and the competition and the generic search queries in terms of the keywords that the users are searching on. And then the one on the right is very product specific and very brand specific. So this is for users who are looking for a particular brand. And then finally, you want to make sure that in your ad, you have a compelling offer, something that is going to entice the user to act. So something like a free trial, a sample, a consultation, or of course a discount to get them to click on your ad as compared to your competitors. So here's an example of ads that we've put in. This is the Google ads. So this is, the coupon code is actually very enticing, right? The code itself, the Be Well 25. So it gives the person, well, if I buy this product, I'm going to feel better or get well and also enjoy a 25% discount. And then the one on the bottom, of course, is the 40% discount. So giving different rates, discount rates, so that the user will act. Then also another strategy is targeting the keywords with purchase intent. So really, when a user comes and they know that they want to buy, typically they will target on the word buy. So these are exact match keywords, and it's very fruitful to target those exact keywords and the high action keywords. So you'll see an example on the next slide. Here where the keywords we say buy, buy, maybe buy cannabis or buy marijuana or where to buy. So these are users who are coming in with very high intent. So you want to make sure that once they search on buy, they are brought to your ad and they'll click on your ad and purchase. negative keywords. This is very important. Negative keywords is just kind of another way of looking at, making sure that you get the right, you're targeting the right buyers. So what negative keywords helps you do is to not target people who aren't going to buy, right? Because you're paying for these ads, so you want to make sure that every click you're getting your money's worth. So if a user clicks on an ad, you're paying for that whether they convert or not. So what the negative keywords do is they eliminate the irrelevant users coming in that don't have intent to purchase your product. The thing about the negative keywords, though, is that it's something that you learn along the way. So the first couple of weeks of your ad is where you really start understanding what the negative keywords are. And here's an example of some negative keywords that came up for an ad of ours. The word wood, wine, meaning, if somebody is searching on wine, they may not necessarily be interested in cannabis or CBD. And that's what we found, and also weight loss. So these are words that we found in the course of the early part of the campaigns, that when people searched on these words, they weren't serious buyers. So the negative keywords just makes your paid ads more effective. Okay, now we go into testing and analysis, and this is really, again, drilling down even more, and you can tell that this can be very time consuming because you want to be following your ads on a weekly basis and in some respects on a daily basis. So it helps you to learn your audience and to understand, what your audience is looking for. So you can even, maybe change some of the wording in your ads to be more attractive to your audience. So some of the things that you can experiment with is changing the ad copy, changing the images, right? The feeling that people get when they look at the ad, the headlines, the keywords. These are all things that you need to be looking at dynamically as your paid ads are moving along. So here's some examples, things that we've changed along the way. So this is the A/B testing where you start one ad and see how it performs, and then you find some things that you need to change, and then you put out another ad. So here the top ad did much better than the ad on the bottom. So you can see, you just look at the words on the left. This again is that intensive cream product that people were specifically looking for. So there's more clicks, there's higher click-through rate, and more conversions. So here's some more information that you can look at how your ads are doing. So looking at the age groups and the demographics. So in this example on the top, there's, you have conversions in all of these age groups, but you have more users who are in the younger age groups. You have respectable users coming in who are older. When you also look at some of the other metrics here, the transactions and the revenue and also the conversion rate. So the conversion rate is very interesting because it looks as if the older folks have a little bit higher conversion rate than the younger folks. So this ad is working very well for all age groups because it's bringing, more younger users, but it's bringing in very serious older users as well. And then at the bottom, you'll also want to look at the demographics of the genders. Who is buying your products from respective females or males, and who is converting more. So in this example here, you have females that are converting at a higher rate than the males. Okay. So here's another testing that we do looking at different locations and how the different locations are behaving in terms of the impressions, the clicks, and the click-through rate. So in this case, this is all Los Angeles area. Los Angeles, in this case, the Los Angeles location is doing very well in terms of impressions and not so well in terms of click-through rates in terms of the other locations. So if you look at Menifee, for example, 66% click-through rate. So here again, you may want to, the cost per click is very low at 185. Anything else you want to say here, Varun, to add?
I think, yeah, so as you rightly said, the location Menifee has highest click-through rate and also the lowest cost per click. I think that is the, uh, I think most important parameter when we are maybe optimizing campaigns, and when we look at these parameters, and they will give us a much more higher return than other locations.
So it's all about cost effectiveness.
Yeah.
And now I'm going to turn it over to Varun, who will continue, and he'll have some more client examples as well, which are always interesting.
Thank you, Lauren. So I will go through lead generation strategies with respect to marketing funnel, and then I will talk about the tracking and analytics and how do we analyze the parameters of performance. So as we talk about the marketing funnel, I think there are three important parameters here, like top, middle, and bottom. Top funnel is mostly that how can you target the larger audience, and the middle of the funnel is like when you target a larger audience, this like it's like awareness campaign. And when you talk about middle of the funnel, this is more about like the consideration kind of campaign where users are clicking on your ads, maybe coming to the landing pages, but they're then probably not converting as they would do maybe when we do the bottom of the funnel targeting. So this is more about like converting the audience in terms of maybe we can say retargeting, or also just targeting them based on their marketing behavior in the top of the funnel and middle of the funnel. We'll see more examples in the next slides. So we can see the drill down on the top of the funnel. Objective of the campaigns is basically awareness and considerations, and subcategory of these campaigns is like increasing the reach of the campaign, brand awareness, increasing the traffic on the website, creating more engagement, creating more video views of your products. Middle of the funnel objectives are more consideration plus conversion. So we will probably launch more campaigns on the remarketing side. People who come to the website on the awareness campaign, we retarget them via retargeting campaigns, and they reconsider it and they come back to make a purchase. So subcategories like messaging, app installs, conversions can be the objectives that can be, they can be part of the sub objectives or the main objectives. Bottom of the funnel is mostly about conversions, because we are just going to talk just focus on the conversions. For example, there's very less maybe number of people who reach this stage, and the objective is only conversions, and how can we increase the sales and store visits, maybe if it is a physical store. So we will see in the next slides how are the examples of each of the funnel, and we can talk more about it through our planned examples. The brand awareness. So this is all about when we work with a lot of clients like who are giants like MedMen and Columbia Care. So even these companies are required to run brand awareness campaigns. They are not doing maybe advertising on TV and radio and newspapers. Maybe hardly you will see the kind of advertisements on these traditional channels. They are doing mostly marketing on the digital channels, and we have helped both of the brands to do the marketing on digital channels, and we drove the traffic to the website. And when we did that, The objective was just to engage them via our website messaging. And then we launched campaigns that were more about the like consideration kind of campaign. So one campaign was brand awareness, second was consideration campaign. That would be like, for example, people who are coming to the website, we can offer them like a first time purchase kind of offers that you run on the campaigns. So but it is a very customizable solution for each kind of customer. So we analyze that what is the age group, which are the pages that are being browsed more, where are they dropping. So we just analyze that on basis of that, launch campaigns based on maybe the demography and based on the product pages, and then we offer maybe more discounts and promotions to those users. So it's like in case they are not making any purchase right now, so you just keep them on your list and they may make a purchase with you in the future. So this is a case study about more about consideration campaign. So you can see like we ran a campaign and we got almost 4.3 million impressions and 56,000 clicks. And you can see the number of conversions are 19,700. So this is like we spent almost 181,000 on this campaign. So this was the awareness campaign that we ran, and the second campaign you see is the remarketing campaign that we just started, and the objective was that how can we re-engage the users who came to the website and may not have taken maybe an action at that time. So when the next campaign, this is the below of the funnel that is like just tracking conversions. So in this stage, users have now known about the brand. They have come to the website, but only thing they just look at is, for example, how is the brand? Look for the reviews, information from the old customers. So I think we need to talk more about the reviews, the kind of the brand credibility, and maybe drive campaign that has very long tail keyword with the higher purchase intent, and maybe remarketing campaigns with the specific messaging to make kind of purchase. And at this stage of the funnel, mostly users will convert. So it's like this is just like a trimming down your overall campaign and optimizing that to get more conversions. So in the next slide I will show you the example where you can see when we ran brand awareness campaign on the first stage, you saw that there was one campaign having more than 3 million impressions. But if you look at further drill down on the campaigns on the conversion stage, we divided these campaigns based on the geography. For example, Los Angeles, San Diego. So this is the campaign like based on the dispensary locations of our client, and then we just broken it down in terms of geography, and then the overall performance you can be seen over here. And we saw very high conversion when we see the further drilling down of the campaign. So overall 19,000 conversions came via different geographies, different dispensaries, and we were able to optimize campaign on the basis of the performance and the cost per click, and we saw every little parameter like cost per conversion, number of conversions, and we actually gave more budget to the locations that are performing more in that way. So that's how it has performed for us. The next, you're going to see the next slide. It also has the more drill down on the locations, all the dispensary locations, and it also has the campaigns that are competition campaigns, or maybe campaigns based on the categories of the maybe user likes and dislikes of movies and songs. And they also talk about like kind of trending topics on the movies and all that. So, and we gave different budgets to the different campaigns, and you can see the performance broken down by those campaigns. So all these drilling down can be done once you have more data about the campaigns on awareness on the top of the funnel stage and the middle of the funnel stage. So this is you can see the performance maybe in terms of the for example, you can see the product wise performance. Kiva is the most performing maybe product. Can is a second performing product brand, and then Kiva second another product is most performing for us. Plus is the fifth most performing brand. So it's like we always see this data based on the conversions that come to the website, and we can run our campaigns and we plan our campaigns, create ad groups, maybe put more search terms based on the performance of these products on the campaign. So we'll get to know only when we run maybe campaigns on the three stages that I talked about, like awareness, consideration, and conversion campaigns. And then we were able to optimize it further when we got this data from those campaigns. The next is how to track your leads generated from the website and measures of the success. So this is a very important part, because if you're not able to set up a proper tracking and set up the KPIs that can define the success of the campaign, then it is irrelevant for us to do any campaign. So I think it's more important to understand what makes more sense for us to track. So if you look at the tools, there are a lot of tools that we have. We can use, like Google Analytics, Search Console, SEMrush, Website Analytics. So it's like this is like backend web analytics of the website. For example, Shopify has a backend analytics, or maybe WordPress has the backend analytics to understand the conversions on the website. But most important tool is analytics, and if you can integrate that with the Search Console and SEMrush, you'll get higher intelligence on the campaigns. So the KPIs that are most important for the paid media campaigns are following, like impressions and clicks. Maybe if you are running awareness campaign, I think I would say like top three parameters are very important in terms of the awareness campaigns. If you come down to the on the below part, like the middle of the funnel campaigns, then I think if you look at the add to cart, abandoned cart, these are the middle of the funnel kind of parameters that you like to track. And third part, that is the conversion campaigns. The most important parameters would be the number of transactions, cost per transactions, return on ad spend, e-commerce conversion rate, assisted conversions, product performance, sales performance. So we have the KPIs based on the marketing funnel and based on the campaigns that we are creating. So they have to be tracked accordingly. I will talk more on this in our reporting format that you can see in the upcoming slides. So you can see that when we actually run the campaigns, how to track the goals and conversions. So in Google Analytics, maybe you can go to under conversions, and you can see under goals overview. It will give you all the overview of the, it's like a dashboard that you can see, like how many number of goal completions are there, what is the value of those goal completions, what is the goal conversion rate, and then you can see the goal one completion, how many people have completed the goal one, how many have completed the goal two, maybe the goal 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it's like you can set up multiple goals based on the campaign objectives. So maybe objective for the awareness campaign would be that the goal one is creating maybe the email subscriptions for the website, and the goal two would be if we can see that how many people are going to the product pages and doing the add to cart. And third goal would be like how many people are going to the checkout, how many people are going to the payment page, and how many people are actually making a payment. So that is like we can set different goals based on the kind of campaign we are running, and then we can track that under the conversions on the Google Analytics. We need to see that which paid sources they're coming from. For example, Spokes PPC, if you see on the top. So this is something we do for our clients, where whatever campaign we run for our clients, we always give UTM parameters. So the top one is talking about the Google search campaign, that is pay per click campaign by Spokes, and we are seeing that how much traffic they have brought, what is the bounce rate. So you can see like we brought, for example, 9,349 users, and it generated more than 15,000 sessions. Bounce rate was 6.03%. They browsed more than 4 pages. The overall time they spent on the website was 4 minutes 46 seconds. E-commerce conversion was 8%, and the revenue generated was like more than $200,000. So this is something we did in terms of that. And then we see other sources, because we run campaigns not only based on one campaign, but there are different campaigns by geography. We have campaigns by maybe brand terms campaigns. So we are tracking the performance of each and every campaign based on the objectives we have from our campaigns. So maybe we can see San Francisco campaign for Spokes performed second best in terms of revenue, and maybe website for Contra Costa had done performance like third best performance in terms of revenue. So this is something we can always see in the analytics if you set it up properly, and you can track the performance based on that. Then third best thing is like know how long they are on a page. So I think when you look at the performance by source and medium, you can see like how much error session duration is there. So you can see like people who are coming to the web, the spokes PPC campaign, they are spending 4 minutes and 46 seconds versus the people who are coming by spokes display PPC, they are spending just 1 minute and 9 seconds. So you can easily analyze that such campaigns are performing better than the display campaigns. Therefore, we can pause the display campaign in order to save the money, and that will also save money for the overall business, and we can move that money to the campaigns who are having a lesser bounce rate and more error session duration. That can be utilized properly in that way, and we do that uh, from our campaigns. Then we see that we just look at like which are the offers they find most exciting. So we can see different coupon codes. We generate different coupon codes for different campaigns, and then we track and we see that what is the performance of which coupon code and which are the most exciting offers for the users, and then we maybe extend the duration of those coupon codes, or maybe we have also strategies to pause on the coupon codes that are not performing very well, and we have new coupon codes that can be used maybe after that. We need to find like which are the most effective web pages. So you can see a spokes PPC campaign, for example, we can see how many people are going to which page from spokes Google search campaign. So we can see the most people are going to the shop page, and they're like almost like I will say 90% traffic is going to the shop page, and then people are also moving to the pages like brands, maybe Kiva, Papa and Barclay, another maybe Plus Mango, CBD Relief, Gummies kind of page, and they're also going to send a goods page. So it's like we can see different pages that are more important for our campaigns, and then we can see the performance by the pages, and we can see by revenue, shop page has been the highest of highest importance to us, and then we have focused more on that. So that is most important thing to look at the performance of web pages from our campaigns as well. We also need to find out which are the top selling product brands. And for example, if you're a marketplace, you can always look into that. It will help you to prioritize your maybe campaigns and offers and promotions accordingly. So we can see Kiva, Bloom Farms Plus are the top 3 performing campaigns, and others are actually performing, but maybe not as good as Kiva or Bloom Farms. So we need to prioritize our budget based on the performance on the campaign so that we can get the highest ROI. Similarly, for the products within Kiva, which are the products that are performing well, so we can target on those products specifically. Maybe we can have a campaign on Kiva, and that has an ad group of the midnight blueberries Camino and gummies, and then we have the sparkling pear prosecco Camino gummies. So we can have 2 different ad groups within the campaign of Kiva to target the search terms, and we get the more conversions. Then we also need to check out which assisted resources they're coming from. So assisted revenue can be seen under the conversions and e-commerce, and then we can see multi-channel funnels, and we can find out the source and medium, and then you can see that how many conversions are being assisted by the paid media or maybe by other sources. But here we can see under spokes PPC, we can see that total number of assisted conversions brought by spokes PPC campaign are 72, and the value of those conversions is $8,500. And you can see on the next slide the conversion path. I think okay, so is here. So you can see over here that you can see that the spokes PPC actually assisted the sales via other channels. So you can see as spokes PPC has assisted sales to the direct channel, and here we can see spokes PPC has assisted sales on the Google organic channel. So generally users are acquired by the spokes campaigns, but they're converted via other channels. That is called as the assisted sales. And then that's why you can see that which are the search terms that are assisting that kind of sale, and which are the channels who are getting assisted, and we will probably target more on those search terms and those channels. Now we'll talk about paid performance tracking and reporting, and then probably we can go for the questions and answers. So as I was talking about, like, three marketing funnel, like top of the funnel. So this is the campaign that will talk about more top of the funnel kind of performance. That is the traffic performance. So we can see, like, for one of the campaign, we generated I think it's a weekly performance report for one of the client for September, that you can see here on the bottom, September 20th to September 25th, 2026, sorry, and it has 6 days of performance, 7 days of performance. So we can see we generated 47,000 impressions, almost 500 clicks. And the CTR was almost 1%, and CPC was 83 cents. So the objective was to create more awareness, to get more of the reach and create more visibility for our brand, and then getting clicks so that people can come to the website and see what have to offer. And we can see that the second slide that will talk more about the middle of the funnel, that is like consideration phase, where we are seeing that how many people clicked on the product page, how many people made the transactions, and what is the cost per transaction, and how much was the transaction rate. And if you look at that, like, we can see the growth. We can see that we have grown our maybe transactions by 21% even compared to last week. The cost per transaction has gone down by 62%. The transaction rate has improved by 58%. So everything has improved in terms of performance on the middle of the funnel. And then comes the last stage of the funnel, that is the bottom of the funnel, that is the conversion campaigns. So we can see we spent only $400 on that week, and we made $3,400 of revenue, and the return on ad spend was 826%, and average transaction value was $75.59. And you can see and everything has improved drastically in comparison to last week. So we need to also see that that when we are setting up the KPIs for our campaigns, we also need to track them on that how are they performing vis-a-vis to last week. And then if we are growing in comparison to last week, then it means that we are on the right track. If in case it is fluctuating or it is not growing, then that indicates that there's some problem in the campaign, probably you need to fix it. So that is the way we work with our clients to analyze it weekly, and then maybe fixing the problems on daily basis and reporting them weekly, and improving everything for the clients in terms of ROAS. So that's how we can also track, and you can also track your campaigns in that. So we can see the performance tracking and reporting. So as I was talking about the product performance, I think we can see that over here, that out of the conversions that have happened in this campaign, which are the products that are performing, and we always keep track of that so that we can talk about that with the clients and show them which products are performing and which campaigns are performing better for our campaigns. There's another parameter that is for sales performance on the conversion campaigns. So you need to see the sales performance of our campaign. So we can see the campaigns sales performance by your campaigns, spokes PPC, or maybe you can see marine or location wise performance on the campaigns, and then we can see how many transactions have happened and what is the revenue generated by these campaigns by the transactions. So sales performance report is something that we can pull off and always compare with the last week and see the improvements so that we can see the performance of our paid ad campaigns accordingly, and we can optimize or pause those campaigns. So I think we have had enough for the presentation. Maybe we'll go to the questions and answers if you have any, and then we can talk more about it. Let's see if there are any questions now. So everyone of you, please ask questions. Don't hesitate to ask anything if you have any kind of queries right now. In case you don't have any questions, you want to get back to us, you can always reach out to us, and we will always be happy to help you through our emails or maybe with our interactions on the LinkedIn in that way. So the client recommendations we had from our clients that we can see here. So a sample of our clients we are working with. And these are our coordinates where we can reach out to us. So Lauren, do you want to add anything on the overall slides?
Go up mute. So what I'm doing now in the chat box, I'm just link to where people can find the webinar and the events. Because these webinars we've been doing since the lockdown, since COVID. So there's many out there. If you have other interests, take a look at the library of webinars that we have. But in terms of this topic today on the paid ads, I think one question I was expecting to get is, which is more important? We had this last time. Which is more important, the search engine optimization or doing the paid ads, right? And your answer was, they're both important for different reasons. So I think that's something that a lot of our clients are, we're talking to people, they're considering doing the digital marketing. They always ask, which should I start? Should I start with the search engine optimization or the paid ads? And it really depends on, what your needs are and what your budget is. So, but they're both important to do.
Absolutely, Lauren. So that was the reason actually we came up with this idea that we should have actually two parts of this webinar. One would be focusing totally on the organic, and another would be on paid media. And that's why this webinar was focused on paid media. And both strategies are important for the clients because SEO is a long-term strategy, uh, and paid media is probably is like let's just plucking the low-hanging fruit and maybe getting returns quickly than the SEO campaigns. So I think we can have a mix of those campaigns where we launch any product or any brand and and maybe focus more initially on the paid side, keep working on the organic. Once organic gets stabilized, we can keep reducing our dependency on the paid, and maybe uh, we can build more on the organic media once we have maybe enough traction on the website via organic means. So I think we can talk more about the ways to generate sales or to generate maybe traction via other campaigns, and we can drill down further on paid media campaigns, and we can pick up more topics. So we will maybe discuss internally to come up with more relevant topics to help you all to improve on overall visibility and sales for your brand.
Another thing also with the holiday season coming, a lot of clients want to run the paid campaigns for the Black Friday and Cyber Monday, and getting the paid campaigns for the holiday season as well.
Absolutely, Lauren. So we'll keep you all updated about the next topic, and maybe we would expect to discuss this maybe in 2 weeks. So thank you very much everyone for joining this webinar.